This video is for the T16D Radiolink transmitter and R16F receiver that came with it. And this is to explain how to set up a gas radio control engine configuration. This is not electric like seemingly most things are these days. This is just a 4-stroke Sato 91 engine that I'm working with throttle that I need to cut off the engine when the stick is all the way down. The radio is set up so that the trim only works when the throttle stick, of course this is mode 2 where the throttle stick is on the left. The trim only works if the throttle's in the middle. That's how the radio comes, and there's really no explanation anywhere on the internet using artificial intelligence or YouTube or anything else that I was able to find to explain how to set this radio up for a gas radio control engine where the trim works when the throttle is down all the way, or up just a little, but in the low range of the throttle, not in the middle range. And the trim only affects the throttle at the low end of the gimbal. So to set that up, what I did was a couple of things. First, I went to the mix menu. So program mix, and I set up mixing 1, and of course you can set up many mixes on this radio. It's a great radio. So I set up mixing 1, I set the switch to null, and I set the state on. So this mix is always active. Now going to page 2 of the mix, you can see that the master and the slave are channel 3, which is the throttle. And note that the link and the trim are both turned on. So both of these need to be turned on for this solution to work. So now, going back to page 1, you can see that I set up a type of curve to be exponential, where NOR is 46, rev is 0, rate is 0, offset is -64. So I end up with a curve that looks like this, where at the low end, as you could see, you're getting action, and then you get a flat top at the high end. Okay, so that's the first step. The second step is to go back to the main menu, go to model setting, go to throttle curve. And here I set up a custom curve where you can see that it's CRV, and then you can see each point. 1 is a -3, 2 is a +34, 3 is a +64, 4 is a +76, 5 is a +83, 6 is a +89, 7 is a +93, 8 is a +98, 9 is a +100. So I get this offset curve that looks like this. So having done this, when you actually start your engine and see how the throttle trim and the throttle are working, you can adjust the actual sub-trim by going to the main menu, basic setting, and go to the trims. Now this trim for channel 3 is set at -28, and based on the two things that I just showed, which are the mix and the throttle curve that I set up, this mix, this sub trim only works at the low throttle end. Okay, so I'm going to show that how this works by going to the monitor. Okay, so you can see my throttle, channel 3, and you can see my trim at the current time is all the way down. So I'm going to move it all the way up. So now I'm going to move the trim all the way up, and you should look at channel 3 to see that the trim is active in the low range. And you can see the numbers changing right there. So now I'm going to put the trim all the way back down, and you can see it changing. And I'm going to put the trim at the middle, the throttle stick at the middle position where it was originally active, only in this position, and see if it's active now. So you can see it's a little bit active, but I've pretty much killed most of that trim action in the mid section with these mixes. Now, this is all the way down. Now, say that this is not killing your engine. You could go to the sub trim and you could adjust the sub trim right here to kill the engine, and it won't change any of the curves or anything. So this works for me. I think it's a good solution. I think this is great radio, and it just should come with something like this pre-programmed. I think other radios might come with a gas throttle trim option. This one doesn't. I thought it was a defective radio, but in fact, no. This is just how it's set up in this radio. So that's basically the video that I wanted to show. I hope this helps somebody out there, and have a good day.